So this weekend, I had a really cool opportunity to speak to a group of medical coders and kind of part of their continuing education class, and did a talk about overcoming the fear of public speaking. Went off very well. I love doing kind of new programs, because as I put together like my slides and what I'm going to do, it always makes me look at the things that I do in a slightly different way. And I wanted to share one of the more interesting insights that I had that I added to my breakthrough presentation, and just wanted to share it was an epiphany that I had. So we'll talk about it after the intro. Welcome to my journey of self-discovery, life balance, career success, and business creation. This podcast works to answer the question of how successful professionals like us stop drifting and get focused on keeping our careers and businesses growing rapidly while having a full, balanced, and vibrant life that we absolutely love. What we call the Third Power Life. And this is the Third Power Life Podcast. So I have a presentation that I do for my inner circle, for my roundtable, and it is about creating a breakthrough and the 3 steps of the breakthrough. And I don't have time on the podcast to go through. It's usually an hour and a half long program. But one of the pieces of it that's kind of the foundation is our state, our mental state, and basically how we feel, right? And the success that we're going to have, that's the foundation, is our emotional state. And part of that is around purpose, which I know, surprise, surprise, Dan's bringing up purpose again. But it was the power of purpose. And as I was putting that on the slide and updating this, it kind of came to me that your mental state is a direct reflection of how closely you are fulfilling your personal purpose. That quote just kind of came to me, and I just like, oh, that's good. I wrote it down. And the more that I have reflected on that inspiration, the more I've realized how true it really is. When I am working, because I worked all weekend and, in evenings and all of that on this program, and, a lot of the things that I do that are, outside of work. So it's obviously after work hours. And so there's a lot of work that goes into this, but it leaves me energized, right? And there have been times where I've had jobs that I really didn't like all that much. And when you're done, you're just like, you're so drained and you're like, right? And it's because we're not following what our purpose is. We're not doing what we love to do, right? And so your mental state is a direct reflection of how closely you're fulfilling your personal purpose. And I love it when I get those kinds of inspirations, because for me, it's coming from the infinite intelligence, the universe, right? That's good stuff. That for me, that always tells me I'm on the right path. So I wanted to share that because I think it's interesting. So you need to know what your personal purpose is, right? That's what I'm going to be talking about on my TEDx in November, is how do you find your purpose? I'm actually going to be doing a class on that. If you're interested, please email me, info@thirdpowerperformance. If you would like to be part of the beta or alpha group, right? I want to do the first set of kind of presentations live. I always find it's useful to have a live audience where we can kind of banter back and forth and I refine the process. So if you're interested in that, let me know. But purpose is so important. Our personal purpose gives us a direction that we love to follow. And it's If you've ever had those times where you're doing something that you love, it can be hard. You can be, working like crazy, but you feel refreshed and amazing after it. And even if you're physically tired, you're like, it's amazingly, wonderfully physically tired. That's what following our personal purpose does. And if we're not following it, that's where burnout, that's where stress, that's where all of the negative stuff comes from, is we're not following what we want to do, really. So that's my message for tonight. Hope you're having a great day, and find your personal purpose and follow it, because that is how we live our lives to the third power. Till tomorrow, my friends. I'm glad you enjoyed this podcast. Please let us know what impacted you in today's episode. You can join our Discord or Facebook community to connect with like-minded people that want a real third power life. You can go to thirdpowerlife.com or look in the show notes for links. And remember, hit that like, subscribe, and rate button for the Third Power Life podcast. Until next time.